Welcome to aArambh, your first step towards your coding career, which would be a roadmap to the IT world. In this video, we'll be covering functions. So in this module, all these videos has been covered. And in the other module, that is the first module, all these videos have been covered sequentially. So if you are a new learner, please go through all the videos in a sequential manner to understand core Java from scratch. So without any further ado, let's jump into the video for functions. So functions are also called as methods. If you have remembered in the previous videos, I have told you whenever you talk about functions or methods, always remember this symbol. So this here is a function or a method. This is a main method basically. So we have four types of functions. The first one is no parameters and no return value. So whenever we want to write our own method, what we will do is we will not write in the main method. This is the main method. We will write our code outside the main method. Outside the main method. For now, remember that for every method we are using a public keyword. Later on, we will understand what is a public keyword, what is a private keyword, a default and a protected keywords. So for now, let's say I say public, and because whenever we are not returning any value, we will mention that we are not returning any value by here writing a Java reserved keyword void. Public void, I say print name. This method has no parameters. Where are the parameters passed? Here, inside this braces, the parameters, if they are passed, we'll see the parameters. In the upcoming next program, we will write with parameters, then you will understand when the parameters are passed. Here, no parameters are passed and no return value is there. Whenever there is a return value, we will use a return keyword. When I return something, you will understand what is meant by returning a value. So here I am simply saying hello Aram. So this has no parameters and no return value. So I have defined a method, but then if I want to use the method, what I will do is I will call the method print name. I'll call the method print name. When I tried to call the method, what happened is I am unable to access the method. This method, I am unable to access the method. This method is present inside this class. In class functions, we have one method, main method, and the other method is the print name method. So in order to access this method, we will use a static keyword. As soon as I use the static keyword, the print name method was accessible. For now, do not worry about what is a static keyword, what is a public keyword. For now, we should concentrate only on the void keyword, which means that we are not returning anything and there are no parameters. These two things we'll concentrate about. And I'm calling the method. The name of the method is print name. I'm calling the method. So let me run the program. I just called print name method. So the control comes here into this method and it is printing hello aArambh onto the console. Hello aArambh onto the console is being printed. The second method, what I will do is with parameters and no return value. So public, for now we are giving public and static for everything. Because there is no return value, we say void here and it has some parameters, right? Print hello world. So these parameters, whatever I am passing is it again has a data type. String is the data type. Name of the variable is name. This has no return value. This has no return value. So I say hello. Whatever name that we are printing, that we will give here. So what I will do is print. You can see the definition of the method. Print hello world. We can select it. It is accepting a string. It is accepting a string. Whatever it is accepting, it is storing in a variable called name. So print hello world. Here I have to enter a string. Here you see ID is already telling enter a string and it will be stored in a variable name. Again, I give aArambh here. So I'll try to run this. So initially the control was in print name, then the control came into print hello world. So initially hello aArambh was printed from the first method, then this hello aArambh is printed from the second method. Now what I will do is, we just looked at no parameters, no return value. There is no return value, right? And there are no parameters. And there are some parameters here, and there is no return value here. Now what we will do is, we will look at no parameters, but there is a return value. So return value, what I am trying to do is, integer, whatever you are returning, the data type should be mentioned here. There are 8 data types, right? Primitive data types and non-primitive data types. We can return a primitive data type or a non-primitive data type also. Here I am returning a primitive data type. I'll say with no parameters, get date. Now, first time we are returning something. In order to return something, we have to use the return keyword. Today's date is 28. So I'll return 28 here. So how will I call this? Simply, I say get date. This has no parameters, but this is returning a value. Okay, let me try to run this, then see what happens. So I don't see anything on the console. This is 28 is value is returned, but it has to be 28. We are getting a number, a value from the method. It has to be stored inside a variable. So I say int date equal to get date. Then what I will do is, I'll print the date here. I'll print the date here. Now, what I will find is this 28 value is printed. This is one way of accessing the value that is returned. Another way of accessing the value that is being returned is directly print whatever that you are getting from the method. Get date is returning 28, right? Directly print that value using a sysout command. So you print 28 directly onto the console. And the next and the most important and the most common types of methods are with parameters and which have return value. So with parameters and which have return value. Public, static, sum. Okay, public static. Okay, I'll say sum. I want to add two numbers. Int first number, int second number. When I add two numbers, what is that I will get? I will get a sum, right? Addition, first number plus second number, that I am returning. Return as first number plus second number. So I have to mention here, ID is already complaining. You are not given what you are returning, right? The data type has to be mentioned. What is the data type of the value that you are returning? And the value that I am returning here is the data type of it is an integer. So I'll mention here int sum of first number, second number, and we are returning first and second. This again in a similar fashion will call here sum of 10 comma 20. Sorry, not here. Control X here. Sum of 10 comma 20. When you say sum of 10 comma 20, you are expecting a value 30 here. So I can directly sys out 30. You will get 10, sum of 10 and 20 is 30. Or else what you can do is, let me comment out these lines and this aArambh line also. These are all other method calls, right? This way of writing a method here and calling the method is called method calls. You're calling a method inside the main method, and you have to observe here very carefully. These method definitions, they can be anywhere, but whatever you are writing is just present within the main method. Within the main method only. Within the main method, we are writing everything. See here within the main method, we are writing everything. And the method definitions are outside. But all the method definitions are within the class. Here is the class definition, right? If you go down and see within the class, all method definitions are there. Main method is different and other methods are defined outside the main method. So here I say int addition equal to sum of 20 comma 30. Then I say sysout addition result equal to, in this variable this is stored. I'll run, then the sum of the two numbers 20 and 30 addition result is printed as 50. This is how we will define methods. There are four types: no parameters and parameters, and no return value and return value. So whenever you are returning something, you will use a return keyword, and whenever you are returning, you will not have a void here. You will mention the data type of the value that you are returning. When you are not returning anything, you will just put a void here, and you may have parameters or you may not have parameters. You can see here you may have parameters or you may not have parameters. You can have one parameter or multiple parameters also. Going forward, when we work with other programs, we'll discuss about this in great detail. So for now, thank you very much for watching this video. All the best for your career, and welcome once again to aArambh, which a coding career, a first step to your coding career, which would be a roadmap to your IT world. Thank you very much.